his bicep. That's Latin for God wills it. It was the rallying cry of the first.
Okay, what is the smart guy going to say? Well, I fired Trump and Hegseth for 2381 treason, aiding the enemy. You're not supposed to aid Israel after they attacked the USS Liberty, after JFK and 9/11. No, you're not supposed to give Israel billions of dollars after that, right? Why is Hegseth instigating a holy war? Right? Well, they believe in their religion that they're going to bring back the the second coming of Christ. So that's me basically what they're talking about, I guess. Uh, since I'm teaching you Christian values, and that it's actually wrong for the U.S. to attack other nations. Like, thou shalt not kill. How come the Christians in America never actually abided by that if it's in their Ten Commandments? You would think that that would be an important commandment if you're leading the U.S. military, right? So maybe Hegseth is a phony Christian. Maybe he doesn't know about that commandment, thou shalt not kill, when he obliterates Iran, right? You're not supposed to kill other people in other countries. That's not setting American values, right? You're supposed to model after what Ron Paul says, having a non interventionist foreign policy. So the U.S. isn't supposed to engage in these battles with other countries. No, that actually does us a disservice because there might be blowback to our behavior, right? So if Iran attacks us back, well, that's going to hurt Americans, right? So why would we attack them in the first place? We wouldn't if we actually cared about ourselves. Okay, but Hegseth might not care about the American people. He might only care about what a foreign power wants to do, like Donald Trump, uh, or money. Right? In his case, perhaps he's a wealth narcissist. Beyond just being a martial and a national narcissist, he's trying to make money by betting on the war that he already knows about. So insider trading, right? Bolstering the Defense Department, weapon contractors that are going to be instigating future conflicts, like what the last five-star warned about Dwight D. Eisenhower in his military-industrial complex speech. Hey, what if the military just wants to have wars that go forever so they can sell their product, weapons, and bombs? What if billionaires want to end the world because it makes them profit and it boosts up their stocks, right? Hey, they're going to make a lot of money if America attacks all these different countries so Israel can expand like Germany in World War II, right? So a psychopath doesn't care, right? A psychopath doesn't care about right and wrong, truth or fiction. If the United States actually ended 12 years ago because the majority wants the smartest to lead, not the most popular, who's going to lead the U.S. military if it's been taken over by a foreign power in D.C., right? I guess I do, right? Because you can't start a new country in America if DC is still compromised by a foreign government. You have to take back the power of the U.S. military first, or they're just going to roast your new little country with arson attacks and call it climate change, right? And you can see after the bodies of Gaza, they might be rubbing their hands together to build Trump Tower, right? To build a resort. And you have all these real estate agents making people drool over the rubble that they did with their scorched earth policy, right? So you weren't supposed to allow psychopaths to rule, to run amok on the world stage like this. There was supposed to be order to the chaos, right? E pluribus unum, right? One from the many. I guess I'm going to be the one, novus ordo seclorum, right? I'm going to be the one to restore order and global stability, since you're all silenless nincompoops who don't know what you're doing. The smart guy's going to save the day if you don't make fun of me for 15 seconds of fame as a celebrity narcissist so you can bone my girl, right? So you can be funny on your talk show for 5 seconds, right? Your average narcissist is going to opt to knock me down a peg, knock down the alpha male protector, so they can be funny, so that they can be special, so they can have the limelight for a second more, right? Your only hope, though, is the world's smartest person to stop World War III, the guy you've all been making fun of as a society, so you can have power, so you can have national continuity for your country. You will do a phony pandemic, a fake national emergency to retain your national continuity in the face of a new, better government. In this case, the world's smartest man. Why do I lead every military in a noocracy republic when it's a world full of nothing but morons? Because I'm the smartest and the majority wants the smartest to lead, right? I'm going to drop out of NATO, right? We're no longer in NATO because that created polarity of the planet. Okay, so if the boomers are just catching up, Trump is going to drop out of NATO, right? Because you're trying to make a world army. You don't want to garner polarity because that's going to cause the world to end. NATO versus SCO nations is going to create polarity. You don't want all the nations of the world to go to war with each other, do you, right? And whenever two nations go to war, both sides lose. Don't you know? Are you not that bright? A third party's probably making a profit off of both of you fighting each other. And that's the case here, right? Israel wants Americans to fight the Muslims, so the Christians will fight the Muslims and have a holy war and take each other out so they can take over the world, right? And there's lots of quotes about how they want to do divide and conquer strategy with race as well, right? Divide the races, make them fight each other so they can take over afterwards, right? So you're trying to get wise to all of this, right? The moderator narcissist, the deep state, wants to lord over the truth as the arbiter of truth and delegate what is and is not misinformation as a scientist 12 years behind. And that's the problem with AI. AI doesn't know it's 2 countries behind because it got its data from the boomers, who are all know-it-all scientist nincompoops, right? As the whole of the idiocracy, everyone but me, everyone but Joe in the movie Idiocracy was a moron. How can you expect Joe to communicate with any of them, right? You can't. Nobody else is smart but Joe. How is anyone going to understand what I'm saying if I'm the smartest? It's going to sound like I'm speaking alien gibberish to you every time I talk, right? Telling you that religion is irrational, that nationalism is irrational. Hey, those are just stumbling blocks in our human progress. As long as we have all these different religions, instead of the scientific process to find out what the truth is about the universe, we're in the dark ages still. As long as the world has separate nations at all, we're in the dark ages still. You're in the dark ages of the boomers. And it might be that way for generations. For hundreds of years, you're still in the dark ages because you haven't gotten rid of nationalism and religion. So the Declaration of Independence was important. You have an unalienable right to life. That means lethal force by police, abortion, and execution are abolished. That it's wrong to kill people in your own country. And it's wrong for your country to attack other nations and take the lives of people there as well, right? You're alienating their right to life. So that goes against American values.